Let me paint you a picture. You're an automotive dealer technician, and a 1-year-old vehicle comes rolling onto your lift. You get the work order, oil change, tire rotation. You look at the mileage, and it's only 9,000. You get it up on the lift, drain the oil, rotate the tires, and do your inspection. There's nothing to be found. This vehicle is in good shape. You get it back down on the floor, add your fluids, write up your ticket, and send it to your service advisor. Just as you're about to pull the vehicle off the lift, your service manager comes storming in and takes the RO and slaps it on your toolbox. He looks at you dead in the face and says, "Why didn't you upsell a coolant flush?" See, this is a way that service managers weaponize flat rate. Things like flushes are very easy and they pay a lot. So you just hook a machine up and it does all the work most of the time. And services like flushes are cash jobs, which means they pay the tech good and the service department even better. And the service manager ain't dumb. He knows that service times and warranty times pay the tech really nothing. So he dangles that little carrot in front of their face and says, if you upsell flushes on a car that doesn't need it, you get paid more. And if you don't play ball, they'll just threaten you. Now, this isn't only exclusive to flushes. People upsell things like brakes and tires when a vehicle doesn't even need them. But those are easier to spot when you haven't done them. And a lot of times when people are scamming, they don't do them. And if they do, well, it's going to take some time to do a perfectly fine brake job. The thing with flushes are, especially on a newer vehicle, they're hard to tell when that fluid's been changed. And sometimes people don't even change them at all. It's an easy hour, 2 hours of doing absolutely nothing on a vehicle that doesn't need anything done. Half the time, you don't even need a lift to do the flush. You just put it in a dead bay and then work on something else while the vehicle gets flushed. Now, when I worked at a dealership, I worked with a mixed bag of people. A lot of them, I want to say, were very honest techs, and they taught me a good amount of information. But it was easy to weed out the scammers. I remember we had one guy who loved selling universal joints on vans. He would even bring the customer out. It baffles me how he got away with this. He would grab the universal joint and say, "Oh yeah, it's bad," and then yank on the thing to give the slightest amount of movement. And anybody who knows anything about drive shafts, universal joints, or just anything in a car, things are gonna move. Now go figure, he was the shop pet, always upselling something, questionable if it needed to be done or not, and the service manager absolutely loved him. But my service manager was the ringleader when it came to this stuff. He was the head scammer and he wanted you to scam. He would pull us into meetings, grab service manuals and say, "This fluid is not covered under warranty after 10,000 miles. You need to sell a flush every time you see that." This man had no business being a service manager or doing any type of work in customer service. He was extremely rude and unprofessional to everyone he met. Now let me show you something from a news channel about a year after I left. It shows firsthand how rude and disrespectful he was to the customers.
Imagine going to your dealership to check on your car, finding the gate locked, and the shop looking desolate.
Does this look like a working business?
Looks like it's closed down.
Open but eerily empty on a weekday.
Do you know why no one can get their vehicles? And these cars have been here for a month.
Instead of getting their cars fixed, this group's beyond frustrated with Ford.
Calling every day to find out what's going on. Nobody called me back.
How long have they had your car?
They've had my car about 4 weeks now.
He brought his car in after his check engine light went on.
I couldn't get a hold of them on the phone for days.
He went to investigate and found a service manager who said he'd only been there for 2 weeks.
He was there a lot longer than 2 weeks.
What's going on around here?
New ownership coming in, Ford was supposed to contact them.
But that never happened.
This is what we want for these customers. They want their vehicles towed out of here at your expense to another dealer.
When he initially denied that request, things boiled over and got ugly.
I'm just telling you what was told to me. I don't give a
Hey, there's lady in here. You clearly have no respect.
Now I'm done helping.
That's it.
This is the type of management and personality that pressures techs to upsell anything, that doesn't care about the customer, and then when it all comes back to bite us in the ass, we're the ones taking the heat. And this is why customers don't trust mechanics. A Consumer Affairs report say that 78% of drivers do not trust their mechanic, and that only 17% of them feel like they were charged fairly. And about 83% say that sometimes or always they ask for a second opinion. Good on the 83%. Just for reference, a lot of modern day antifreezes are good for 100,000 miles under regular conditions. Heck, even aftermarket antifreezes are claiming 350,000 miles, even though I wouldn't push them that far. So there is no need for a 9, 10, 12,000 mile vehicle to need any sort of flush. And these aren't isolated incidents. 2 out of 3 drivers don't trust mechanics. Imagine if these were doctors they didn't trust. We'd have a serious problem. Certain reasons for distrust include 76% citing recommendations for unnecessary services, 73% citing overcharge, 63% citing negative past experience, and 49% concerned that the work might not even be done right. But this distrust is mostly geared toward dealerships. A lot of customers like independent shops because they feel like they're not so sales driven. So as mechanics, how do we combat this blatant illegal fraud? We can definitely start by putting our foot down. Every service manager that storms into that shop expecting you to upsell things it doesn't need to a customer that doesn't need it, you say no. Find something else. Why do you want to work for a scammer to begin with? You can go so far as to report them to the Better Business Bureau. Heck, even call a news station. They love stories like that. People who take advantage of people are the lowest of the low. And the reason I'm bringing this to light is because when I was a young tech, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I was scared to lose my job. So I would upsell the things that my service manager would tell me to upsell. And I was a terrible person for it. And I will never do that again. Heck, it's part of the reason why I'll never step foot and roll my toolbox into a dealership, because 90% of them are just like that. I hope this video can reach a technician that's in the same position that I was. It's not worth it. Your moral compass will be so wound up from you doing this. And I really hope you have a conscience enough to know that it's wrong. If your boss is threatening you to sell work to someone that doesn't need it, leave right then and there. A technician's tools and integrity are their reputation. If we're gonna change the industry, we need to start by changing ourselves. Technicians are perpetually sitting between that rock and the hard place between the customer and management, and both are breathing down their necks. So it's paramount we take pride in our work and always CYA. Look it up if you don't know what it means. And thanks for watching.